Oh. Welcome to the president. How are we doing today, Mr. Fusa? How are you doing this lovely Monday morning?
I'm doing well. Thank God. How are you doing?
I can't complain. I'm alive, healthy. What more can we ask for? Even though we lost at the weekend, we ranted already.
I'm telling
We
you.
move. We move. So we woke
Of
up to the
course.
news this morning. Do is going to be leaving the club. What are your takes?
Well, it was shocking. Honestly, very shocking for what he has done for us. From how from when we were in the trenches,
Yeah,
taking over from Raul Sanelli,
yeah,
overseeing a lot of signings, Arteta's regime, overseeing Arteta's employment, making Arteta comfortable, being side by side with Arteta in the
the rebuilding of the club.
in the journey so far. I mean, he has been yes, taking us back to where we intend to be. He has been excellent. So I've been really happy about what we have done. You understand? So I would say I'm gutted, but looking at the opportunity that he's living for, I would say I understand. It's what most human beings in life hope for in your job to elevate from position to position and
Yeah.
to leave from here from sporting director to become a CEO of a conglomerate of clubs.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. And it comes with higher wage package. So he has earned his what do they call it, his keep.
He has earned his stripes.
He has
earned it.
He has yeah. So it's not as if it was this thing. In football, let's be realistic. He's one of the best sporting directors. So I think kudos to for what he has done, and I wish him the very, very best. He has been excellent.
So before I put on my own spin, guys, please like the video. If you're watching live right now, if you're watching the playback, do us that kind of favor. It doesn't take you more than a second to strike a like on the video. And if you're new here, please subscribe and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Now, I find it very hypocritical. These same fans who have been shouting, maybe Edo has not done enough. So why are you concerned if he's leaving? The hypocrisy is that, right? You don't rate him, but you are concerned he's leaving. This guy is a sporting director at Arsenal. Nottingham Forest have approached him with a better package or being sporting director to CEO. I don't understand Arsenal. You don't want him to progress in life.
Please, let's even specify.
Yeah.
It's not Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest owner.
Another owner plus other clubs
has asked him to become a CEO.
So
yes,
let's think.
Nottingham Forest is affiliated to it.
See, let's even stick to Nottingham Forest. Let's look at it from this perspective. Let's take Nottingham Forest from technical director at Arsenal to CEO. Which one is higher? Even though it's at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is a Premier League club, whether I would like it or not. Technical director to CEO. The disparity is far. Like he has the right to be ambitious. He has the right. He is not a cronky. He's doing a job. He's an employee. And if he wants to go to somewhere that he will get a higher pay, a higher position, he has the right to do so. Especially if some of you Arsenal fans always insult him. What do you want?
Transfer window. Arteta. And Edu. Especially Edu. See, let me tell people, sometimes Arsenal fans need to understand that we deserve some of the things we are getting.
Exactly.
You understand?
I support 100%.
We said something. Some Arsenal fans, if not a good amount, we would like to say a minority. It was not a minority. People were almost up to half that were saying that Odegaard is not good for us anymore. That we have gone beyond Odegaard. Is that not what they told us? Let's be realistic. So, God heard our cries. Not our own, but some people's cries. It's true. The universe heard it and decided to bleed us a little bit so that we will see that it's not always greener on the other side.
Side, yeah.
It's not always greener. Edu people, I saw a list today when people were saying, look at a list of look at what Edu has signed. Are you going to tell me Edu's signings have been what do they call it? Have been good? If you had him as an employee, would you still keep him?
Yes.
Let me say something to Arsenal fans. You see, when you have idiots like AFTV, their bandwagon controlling you, you will always understand why some people fall into a ditch. They see that there's a ditch there, but they still fall. When Arteta came to this club, we had nobody of notable talent. The only three from the players that we had were Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba. These are the only three that from once Arteta came. You are now looking at this guy. When Guardiola went to Man City, Guardiola already had KDB, Aguero.
Exactly.
He had Company. He had Coutinho. Look at the list, Sterling. Look at the list of players we called. He had 5 to 6 players that they were considering world class at the time.
Yeah.
And he knew he just had to take out some and fill in. Now, this is where my problem is. For us to get to this position, you can bring out a list of our good signings and our bad signings. A lot of those signings will be bad based off of where we were at the time. Someone brought out a list, say Rafinha, Kudus, Vlahovic, Paqueta, all these players, Edu could not get them over the line, Šeško and this. Do you remember Rafinha? Where was Rafinha? Where did Rafinha want to go?
He wanted to go to Barcelona. Barcelona. You can't force him. You can't force him.
He's a Brazilian.
Yeah.
You understand? Brazilians love Spain. So this guy said, no, I must go to Spain. The same guy, Vlahovic, where were we? We were competing for the
top 4.
Yes, at the time. Well, yeah. Was it top 4? Wanted to sign Vlahovic?
Top 4. The first time we wanted him, top 4.
Okay,
and he wanted to stay in. He wanted to stay in Italy. He wanted to stay in Italy. So what do you want Edu to do?
In Italy, he was tearing it up for Fiorentina at the time.
Yeah.
The same guy, we did everything to bring him. What did he say? He said we're not playing in the Champions League. He's going to a team that will play in the Champions League.
I wanted to remain in Italy. Yeah. So I don't understand this.
We understand sometimes in life. You maybe where you are, you understand your situation and punch in your weight and go above a little. You understand?
Exactly.
Vlahovic felt we were punching above our weight, which we see it in life. It's just like a guy. When the kind of girls you pull in when you're broke is different from the kind of girls you pull in when you have money. I'm sorry, say that is a kind of excuse.
That's life.
It's not. The same way if she's not built at one point, when she develops very well, you will see the kinds of guys that come. It's life. So we had our own stage then. We now have our own stage now. So the players we wanted, they didn't want us because maybe they didn't feel we're offering, if we are not in the Champions League,
enough ambition
then we should
at that
pay
time.
them more.
Yeah, they're not. Well, according to them, we're not offering enough ambition at that time, which is fair.
Yeah. So what now happened? We now decided, okay, we'll go with what we can get and develop the team also, which we have done. Yeah, people wanted this guy. What are they calling it? People with their fantasies of a Gyökeres or whomever. Nobody said Arsenal will not look at the guy. But we said you cannot do that in a top league in one season alone. And
exactly.
rush and go and buy you. It makes no sense. Anything. Darwin Núñez did what in Sporting? They rushed to go and buy him.
Yeah,
look at Darwin Núñez a top striker.
No, objectively not.
Look at this guy, Gonzalo Ramos. You remember the season we competed for the league, the first time he scored a hat-trick in the World Cup.
Yeah,
he ended up with 30 goals that season.
Yeah,
PSG went to sign him.
What was he doing there?
PSG.
Yeah.
So when people are saying, okay, fine, you want a striker, everybody's saying, wait, let us see this guy first. What we have is not horrible. Let us see this guy first. Then if he proves to do it again this season, and we've watched and he's better, of which people that are saying, oh, we should have signed Gyökeres, forget that Arsenal wanted to sign Šeško. But he made a U-turn to decide to sign a contract with
Leipzig.
They'll
tell you
Arsenal it's not proven.
They will tell you it's not proven. They want Gyökeres. You know Arsenal fans how they do their thing.
Gyökeres is not proven also. We saw.
I don't say he's scoring goals.
You
have to understand what's going on. You are seeing anytime he scores, Fabrizio is tweeting. He's tweeting. Arsenal fans are getting wet in their panties. For him, it is what it is.
What are the quality of goals? Because this is what somebody mentioned. He said,
they don't care. They'll say he does the job. I like this conversation. They'll tell you he scores goals. They don't care about the quality of goals. They don't care about the quality of defending in that league. They don't care about the quality of defending, the type of goal scoring. Scoring. They'll say he's scoring. Yeah. Say he's scoring.
Okay. Then I'll also push back. Do you see how teams line up against us? Which space is Gyökeres going to see to run in behind?
And who's going to even afford
Tell me the space.
That is space. So they don't really care. It is what it is. They don't really care.
Oh, yeah. PSG needed a striker. Why didn't they go and sign him?
So let's just come and try and round up on the Edu leaving. We'll talk about those other ones later. So for me, the hypocrisy of he didn't sign this player, he didn't sign that player. We need to stop that nonsense. Edu is leaving. For me, he's going with my blessings. I wish you could have stayed longer, but I understand why Edu is leaving. I understand why he's leaving. He's going from technical director to CEO of 4 clubs, even though Nottingham Forest is going to be among the club. See, let's just be sensible and learn how to be analytical and learn how to digest things. He's not just going to be the CEO of Nottingham Forest, a conglomerate of other clubs underneath him. So that's a better pay package. That's a better position. He has the right to choose that for himself.
Right now.
Yeah, he has that right to choose that for himself. So I wish him all the best. I understand. Selfishly, I'll have wanted him to stay with Mikel Arteta. We move. That's life. You can't be emotionally or sentimentally attached to players or managers or sporting directors. Your emotional attachment should be to the club itself, because the club is not going to leave. But players, managers, sporting directors, sometimes even owners can change, but the club remains the same. So I'm wishing Edu the best of luck in his new endeavor. He has done well. Those who also want to insult him, that's your personal business. Objectively, for me, Edu has done well. He has been part of our resonance. He has been part of our resurrection from the trenches. You cannot take that away from him, in my personal opinion. What do you think?
Yeah. Look, sometimes just because the trophies were not there in some aspects, I look at the context. Look, how many clubs have won the league from Manchester City? And we've been the closest, other than Liverpool, from any other team. No other team can say that. So this guy was part of it, albeit, unfortunately, and we cannot deny some unfortunate things going against us. Sure. It's part of it, but this guy he led us well. And I'm very proud to say he was our sporting director. So I wish him the very best.
So let's move to the next topic. So guys, before we continue, please like the video, very important. Subscribe if you're new here, and make sure you turn on your notification bell, very, very important. Problem is we have a starting level that can beat everyone while we don't have anyone on the bench. We'll talk about that one later. I don't subscribe to this. Let's not be overly reactionary. So we just have some key players out. So let's talk about the midfield. I want to start with this. When Xhaka was at this club, there were certain characters, Turkish, who will never let Xhaka rest.
Yeah,
who will never let Xhaka rest? Oh, Xhaka is not good enough. Xhaka, we've evolved better than Xhaka. Xhaka has been out of this club for 2 years. Yet we have not fixed, for now, that left side. Even though we have to give some time to Merino, we just acquired him to the team. He has barely played 10 games. I'm seeing people saying he's not good enough. Can we stop making the same mistakes we've made the other players, where we don't give them time to acclimatize and bed themselves into the team? Like sometimes I don't know. See, I know FTV has actually bamboozled a lot of you. You can't think for yourself. For the love of God, can you calm down on our praising players so quickly? I know we're going through rough patches. I have criticized the team in isolation of the last game. We were poor. Everybody was poor in that game. But to say our summer signings
Exactly.
are not great, can we just stop it? Stop it. You guys were shouting Xhaka is horrible. How come suddenly you are missing Xhaka? He's so slow. He cannot turn. He's not swift enough. How come you are still missing Xhaka that you say wasn't good enough? Some of you are calling for the sale of Partey. He's too old. His legs are gone. Partey is our saving grace in that midfield at the moment.
Of course.
Because I'm tired of the rhetoric, of the agenda. Well, I was leaving at the weekend, but people asking for Arteta to be sacked immediately is crazy. Can we criticize in isolation that he got it wrong? Yes, but to sack him, what are we doing? Sorry, that players are not good enough. So anytime we lose a game, let's rip up the whole thing. Anytime there's a loss or there's a bump on the road, let's sack everybody. What is wrong with you guys?
You're expecting idiots to give you an answer. Some people are just. See, I've always been of the opinion there's a reason fans don't get a certain amount of power. See, let me tell you one thing.
They should never get that power. They should never get it.
What did AFTV do? AFTV did something. They did irreparable damage.
Yeah, they did irreparable damage to the fan base.
Disagree with Arsene Wenger and all these things. The way an insult, you don't get it. The consistent insult that these guys hurled at that man. I would have, if I was Arsene Wenger, I would have cursed Arsenal the way what do they call these people? You remember this Benfica, a manager that they had at the time, when Benfica did something to him that pained him so much that when he now left, he said that Benfica will never win a European trophy ever in their history again. Even when they've gotten to finals, one way or the other, they will lose. When you have idiots, right, like this Turkish, like this Scottish Shaw, that field footballer, who is an avid drinker and an avid smoker, doing a watch along, and you that sits down there and says, "Oh, you are an articulate human being," you take that guy's opinion. I'm sorry, seriously. I should reevaluate how I look at you.
Especially when things are not going our way. See, I understand that football is an emotional game. I'm not saying we cannot criticize the club or Wenger or the players objectively. What I'm saying, all this, anytime there is a hiccup, there's a bomb, let's rip up everything. No, stop it. It's not working. You can't do that.
Let's be realistic. See, I keep saying it, or we've been saying it. Trophies sometimes mask the deficiencies of teams that we've been calling out. Manchester City have deficiencies for 2 seasons now.
Let's ask Man U. If it's about trophies, why they sack Ten Hag?
But what have they been saying?
Why they sack Ten Hag?
Yeah. What did we say? Manchester City have just been using the fact that they've won the league to make everybody think Arsenal are reporting. Let's be factual. Okay, since Rodri left, we've been watching Manchester City. Let's be realistic. The game against Wolves, was it not the referee that robbed Wolves?
Exactly. That would have been draw points. That should have been draw points.
Last week, yes. Last week against Bournemouth, what happened to them? They lost.
They were beaten convincingly. They are not
looking at, So you're not looking at us and now thinking that, oh, Manchester City, they have just lost Rodri. In the same time span, we've lost Odegaard, we've lost Saka, we've lost
Calafiori,
what are they calling this guy? Calafiori,
Timber,
we've lost White, we've lost Timber. We've lost almost everybody that we could lose. We lost Gabriel in the point too. Saliba got red carded. In this same season, we have had this guy, what are they calling it? Brighton, that we should have won, but the referee decided VAR that doesn't get involved in yellow card decisions decided to get involved in the yellow card
decisions. Using us as guinea pigs. Using us as guinea pigs.
Yes. Against Bournemouth, we all saw that Ben White and Saliba were on the same line and the referee gave a yellow. But a Liverpool fan called the referee back and said, no, that should have been a red. We saw the game against Manchester City. Players have kicked the ball. The ball was in motion. Trossard didn't even know he was going to attack the ball when he kicked it away. What happened? They kicked the ball away.
Second yellow and got a red card.
They gave him a second. At the same referee that wouldn't give Kovacic a second yellow for an atrocious tackle on Odegaard.
Yeah.
So where is we've suffered all these things this season. We've played with 10 men. We've played tough away games that we had to negotiate. And yet, we lose one match, get this manager out of my club.
Yeah. Because that will trigger, that will make it a bit, it'll give that sensation they need to give that spin. Like, we can be angry. I was angry. You saw my stream on Saturday. I was angry. Yes, tactically, I think I should have done better, and I stand on that. But calling for him to be sacked
in isolation
of that game.
Yes. You said in isolation of some things that this thing, of which you didn't blame him fully, you still blame the personnel, which you said you understood why he went for that personnel, but the personnel does not work. So maybe he has to go back to his old tactics. Then let's give this guy a try. If it doesn't work, we'll just he doesn't have any choice. He just has to go with what he can go with right now. That was what you said, in isolation. But yet, what are we now? What are people saying? Because Arsenal winning is removing food from these people's mouth.
Let's call it. If Arsenal winning doesn't give these guys a lot of views and content, it does not. It's obvious that Arsenal losing is more profitable to these content creators. It's like Arsenal
it's a fact.
Lose. It's a fact. We're not saying we should come here and gloss over Arsenal losing, that we're happy, that our standards on the floor. No. There's context to these conversations. What we are saying, you can put into perspective. I am not happy that we are 5 points behind Manchester City when we are trying to win the league. I'm not happy about that. But at the same time, why should we sack this manager right now? Why? Give me the logical reason to sack him. It's still 10 games, right? We have 28 more games to go. With 5 points behind Liverpool, I don't believe Liverpool will win the league. I'm not saying they cannot, but I don't believe they have the personnel and the squad to win the league, even though they are 7 points ahead of us. I believe that is very surmountable. Am I happy with the performance right now? No, I'm not happy with the performance. I'm not happy with the result. But thank God, Man City did not extend to 8 points. There's caveats and there's context to these conversations that we're having. Any little hiccup, sack,
exactly.
Bomb him out. No, we have to stop that culture. That culture has to be extinguished. That culture has to be extinguished.
And people don't even know. No.
Continue.
If you leave the guy, do you know whether he will win a Champions League?
Exactly.
Do you know if you win okay? When was the last time we were in the quarterfinal of a League Cup? I think that was since Arsene Wenger, the season he left, when he got to the final and played Manchester City. That was the last time. Since then, now we've gotten to a quarterfinal of a League Cup. People are not, let me give Arsenal fans an explanation. There are some times you need to it's just like letting children know. The advantages these people have, you don't have it. That is why some things are slower. Let's look at Manchester City before Guardiola came. We call this the players they had. We now saw the players they added. They already had super players, and Guardiola added super players.
In their ranks already,
We didn't have super
players.
And we now have to add super players. So we are forgetting that in Manchester City adding super players, Manchester City also cooked their books. Hence, they have 115 charges. You people want us
they will tell you they don't care. They will tell you they don't care because they listen to these idiots who will tell them that it's about standards, about winning. Do you know why? They want the roller coaster to continue. No, I know that. We have to be very analytical. They want the roller coaster because it financially profits them. Stability is not good for the like of
financial
AFTV. They will lie. They like stability. They don't want stability. The roller coaster is profitable to their business. You're saying something? Sorry.
No, I understand. It's no problem. What I was saying was, you cannot. The advantages you are talking about, standards. I remember a time I explicitly said it. You cannot fight for the league title and other cups and think you will survive. You will not survive both of them.
Especially if your squad is not like Man City's kind of squad.
Exactly. You will not see that was what I told you. I said what? It's easy for Manchester United, especially last season, to win. It's easier for them to win the FA Cup.
FA Cup.
Why? Because they are not competing on all fronts.
Exactly. They focused solely on it.
Exactly. We now, when we were in the Champions League, what happened to us? We saw that at one point when we played Aston Villa in that game, when we didn't score first half, we became passive in the second half.
Yeah.
Arteta did not tell them that. We saw that the players were shattered.
Yeah, they're jaded already.
Yeah. So we are talking and saying, players should look at Manchester City competing. Before Arteta came, that was the yardstick that they could do it. When Klopp won the league, you remember he won the Champions League. He did not win the league. He won the league. He did not win the Champions League. He got to the Champions League final, Champions League final, last day of the season, and this thing, what do they call it? He got to Carling Cup and FA Cup final, which he won both league cups. What did Klopp do? Klopp was 7 points behind Manchester City as we are right now. What happened? He lost this guy that season. Thiago Alcantara was injured. Naby Keita was injured. All these players got injured. Liverpool fell off. Then when they came back, Liverpool went on a run till the end of the season. So we are saying, let us buy this huge amount of squad, this huge squad. Yes, it looks good on paper, but we forget that for us to be able to buy players that you want to, we have to spend insurmountable amounts of money. And it's not logical to say you want to buy all those players at once. You do not do it at once. It is not logical. Unless you want to have a Chelsea situation, of which Chelsea, that people were telling us, had two squads. They played their second fiddle against Newcastle and they were beaten properly.
That two squad is a myth.
It's
a myth. It's a bullshit.
It's a myth, yeah.
Yeah, it's on bullshit. So let me read this comment real quick. Hello, guys. Like you said, it has to do with clicks and likes. I've been calling it out for likes of the Ghana for years. Before Arteta came in, it wasn't like this. It's fairly balanced. It's not fairly balanced. There's nothing balanced about it. Let's not do that.
He said he was fairly balanced.
It was never balanced. If you look at it holistically, never balanced. He changed, he flips and flops because he understands the emotionality of Arsenal fans. So he plays into it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I saw one stupid tweet at the weekend. It was like, is he the referee today? Like, who does that if you're an Arsenal fan? Because you know you want to rile up Arsenal fans. Yeah. So like I was like, you're saying overreacting. Like some of you think we're thinking of overreacting the weekend. No, I'm not overreacting. I'm saying the performance in the last two games are not encouraging. They're not encouraging objectively. But am I calling for Arteta to be sacked? Hell no. Yeah. Am I calling for him to adjust his tactics and get us back on path? Yes. You can criticize someone that you like. You can criticize people that you love. I'm not saying you sack him.
If things are not going well at an office, do you sack every time?
But
you will not have stability and continuity. People think Roman Abramovich's era will work in this time. If Roman Abramovich comes back and is doing what he was doing then, they will skin him alive. Because you don't get it. Teams, everybody has money now to buy players. So even if you buy players, we also have clubs cannot afford good managers. So it's not just about players alone now. The tactics for the manager. Because if you keep changing managers, the players will find out, man, let's have a manager that will be stable so that we'll have a way of playing.
Yeah.
You cannot be having new manager bounce every single time.
Every time. Exactly. So let's now focus mainly on the topic, which is discussing the Arsenal's midfield. So, like I said at the weekend, I'm not going to holistically judge Merino at the moment because I don't understand why some Arsenal fans are saying Merino is not good
Yeah.
enough. He has not played enough for us to make that appraisal. Like, let's stop making old mistakes because we are angry at the moment. I'm angry too, but I can put things in perspective. See, generally, everybody had a bad game against Newcastle. Merino did not start the season with us. He had that shoulder
Yeah.
injury. So we cannot be judging him now. I remember when Xhaka came in, people were judging him. People were saying it was not good enough. But right now, everybody's saying, we've not replaced Xhaka. I thought Xhaka wasn't good enough. He was too slow. He was a red card merchant.
Exactly.
Suddenly, you're missing him. Shout out to Turkish. One of the gaslighting Arsenal content creator who knows how to gaslight this feeble, this fickle, this lily livered Arsenal fans who cannot use their own head to look at things objectively. He actually made a career of the name of Xhaka. Turkish make a career out of the name of Xhaka. Oh, Xhaka is not good. We need to improve on him. Have Arsenal improved on Xhaka objectively? Have we improved on Xhaka that you wanted out?
Last season, that we should go and get Xhaka back.
Exactly. How ironic. Go and get Xhaka back. It wasn't fast enough. It wasn't quick enough. Now, looking at Arsenal's midfield, there's a misbalance at the moment. Do you know what's funny? These English content creators, these English pundits, their fans from Charles Ward to these English writers, none of them is calling out the poor performance of Rice. They're actually gaslighting someone like me and you, telling us that Rice is fantastic. Am I watching something else? Am I watching something else? Rice has been fantastic. Rice. Rasaki.
Against Bournemouth, Rice was the best player.
Declan Rice has been fantastic. Even last year, telling us he was nominated for Player of the Year. We know the PR Rice and Jude and Foden get in England. These are PR players.
Yes. Now they want to ask Kopama.
Yeah, like we know Kopama, Jude Bellingham, Rice. Who's the last one? They are PR players for England. They pump these players. Now this season, how come our friend Jude is not scoring as much as he scored last season? Every time he scored last season, Fabrizio will tweet.
He don't score this season.
I don't know.
He don't score.
I don't know.
He has not scored now. He never do celebration when he is now. It's true.
So it is what it is. Because Arsenal hate. You don't understand. Arsenal hate is lucrative. You don't know how lucrative hating on Arsenal.
See,
look around. Look around some bands.
Say he moved from England. Baba has a penthouse in Spain.
Exactly.
Because of Arsenal hate.
Exactly. He's making money off those idiotic fans. He has to be paid. He has to be paid. He has to be paid. So let's look at the midfield. Let's talk constructive on that midfield. So what do you think is the problem right now? Because that midfield is not giving, like the women will say. That midfield is not giving.
No, it's not busting at all. I think what do they call it? Our best midfield generally going forward when Odegaard returns is that is because of what we have is Odegaard, Rice, and Partey. That's our best midfield. Before Merino, bent in to play how we play. But when I'm looking at this guy in the long run, because I know Arteta loves Partey so much. So Partey has proven his fitness, number one. Number two, he has proven performances.
Sure.
The thing is, we need another kind of player. This time, we need a nimble 8, more like Odegaard, yes. Because what we saw against Newcastle was, it's not as if, right, we'll see it every time. You understand me? But
I'll push back. I'll push back on that. I'll push back on that. I've been saying this since last season. But it's not becoming very obvious. It's like I say a lot of things for other people say. It's not becoming obvious that I saw it against Bayern. One more time, sound like broken record. I saw it against Porto. We need another person.
What I mean, I'm saying those performances in this season, right?
Yeah.
Because most of the time will be better than most of these opponents. But what I mean is, there's a difference between being better and
Yeah.
blowing them off the park before they know what happens to them.
Them.
For us to be that next level, because everybody is saying, oh, we need, what do they call it? We need a striker. Striker, not a need.
They want.
If we get a good striker like a Shesh, yes, it's a want, and we add him, yes, I would love that. You understand me? Because it's different breath of fresh air. But what we actually need is we need, my first choice. My first choice as an 8 has always been Musiala. That has been my first choice. You understand me? I'm looking at him. We all know what he can do.
Sure,
we don't
definitely.
need to tell anybody what Musiala can do. He can do everything that we need. You understand? In terms of he's at what we saw against Newcastle was someone who receives the ball and
Turns
just
and face forward.
him receiving the ball alone is enough to displace the player. Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't have that kind of that he can, just as he receives the ball, he has already taken one person out. Then he runs.
2 people out. Yeah, he runs.
Like you can draw players out of position.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Because everybody can say, oh, but Martinelli doesn't do this. Oh, but Martinelli. Yes, Martinelli had a poor game. We all can say that, right? But throughout this season, Martinelli has been so far one of our best players. Martinelli has still been a 7/10 this season. So we could just highlight it and say it was just the day that the game happened. It was just on the day, which everybody's allowed to have a bad performance.
Definitely.
Generally, to say Martinelli has not had a good performance, you're being unfair.
Especially in the last 4 games.
Against Shakhtar Donetsk. Yeah. He has been very good. So this is why I don't like the analysis of Arsenal fans. Maybe told you should have gone to go and buy Nico. You idiot. Somebody has a bad game. All of a sudden, you turn to what are they calling?
Go and buy somebody else.
You forget that, it's just one bad game.
Yeah, we have this culture of you have a bad game, you should have replaced this person. And I've noticed that what they've been brainwashed and programmed to. Once we have a bad game, you should have bought this, you should have bought that. No. You can't buy. Okay, you can't buy anybody right now. You cannot buy anybody right now. What about that? You idiots! Like, are you people so stupid that you can see I've been gaslit? You can't buy anybody right now. So how do I fix it right now? No, go and buy. You should have bought. You should have bought nothing. You should have bought nothing. That bought nothing.
People don't get how flexible we are tactically. Now that's what main people are not getting. Look at sometimes in games, right? You cannot dominate everybody in games
all the time.
You understand me? But we forget that. Yeah, we forget that a part of Arteta's tactics is when you sit off someone, immediately they lose the ball. Your choice of passing makes the difference. Sure. Now, this is where our brother that we complain about, Uncle Dekunle, has a huge problem. If some teams try to press us and maybe they were with the ball, they were coming, and you win the ball, right?
Yeah.
If you have an 8 that is, let's say, that is nimble, beats one person, before the rest of the other people will come back, he has beaten 1, he has beaten 2. He knows Martinelli is running off of him. Sure. He knows Kai Havertz is running in behind. Sure. He will give the pass. You understand? And guess what happens? We've turned defense into attack real quick. When was the last time you saw us turning defense into attack?
Been a while.
It's not happening. Especially, exactly. So that's the reason why we are saying personnel. Now, we all know that people will say, oh, but Arteta, this thing. That's why I say, if you want to criticize, don't be unfair. Criticize fairly, right? You're not going to say Arteta did not bring in Fabio Vieira. We are not going to say we didn't see what Fabio Vieira would have done if he was consistent.
And fit, especially fitness. You couldn't.
This was the same guy that, everybody's. Yeah, exactly. This was the same guy that everybody is saying, why did you sell Smith Rowe? He wanted to keep Smith Rowe at Arsenal this summer Smith Rowe said he doesn't want to play on the bench. He wants to be playing consistently. Smith Rowe was the one who opted to actually leave. He said he wanted to play consistently. Is it Arteta's fault that the guy could not stay fit? Is it Arteta's fault that Tomiyasu cannot stay fit?
So let's try and focus and narrow it down to how to fix this midfield.
These are the
so
things we should look at.
Yeah. So how do we fix it?
Well, for now, I think either what do they call it? In the midfield, either he starts playing Waneri. What are they calling? Because he gave him 60 minutes against Newcastle. But the problem was, even when he was giving 60 minutes against Newcastle,
what 60 minutes? No, he didn't give him 60 minutes. He came in the second half.
Yeah, he came.
How can I say 60 minutes? He came in the second half.
I forgot. No, he came on the 60-minute mark.
30 minutes.
No, I forgot. It was a mistake. Okay. He came on 60-minute mark. Yeah. Wondering. I didn't even think of. Sorry. No, it was 60-minute mark. 30 minutes against a Newcastle away.
Yeah.
So for me, that was encouraging. I preferred him to start ahead of Trossard. And we know Jesus in the system of 4-2-4 that he's playing, like you said, Jesus fits the profile, but he's not
more than Trossard
up and running yet.
Even though I can still admit, Jesus has not been pulling his weight lately, but Trossard neither. Trossard is not doing the business. He's not doing the business, so we just have to find a way to fix this.
So either he goes with Waneri. I'm hearing that Odegaard will be back by Wednesday. So our best midfield is still Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. For now, Merino, like you said, Merino normally was supposed to be introduced
gradually,
bit by bit. Yeah, but unfortunately, and people think, Merino is playing badly. No, Merino just stopped playing with Martin Zubimendi. He has started playing with Rice. So the thing is affecting him a lot. When the drop off from Zubimendi to Rice, trust me, if anybody that has sense has played football,
I thought Rice was a world class player.
For which this thing? Now, see, he just a mop-up defense. The thing I will give him as a midfield is the way he tackles, mops up. Just once you win the ball back, just pass it.
But he don't pass it well. He cannot even though when he wins the ball, right?
That's why I said the easy one. The easy one.
You don't get it. He's not even doing the easy things well. See, you hold on to the ball, allow the other team to regroup and be dilly-dallying on the ball. Then he will not be doing like Rice. You are not playing at West Ham. This is not West Ham.
You go do it like this.
Come on, man. Come on. You'll not be gassing. I'm not falling for that. I am not falling for that.
He go make one run. He go do one better run. Didn't you see the run? Did you see the run?
This is the run.
Let's not start over.
Or you cross for corner. They will say another assist. You Arsenal fans are pathetic.
Another assist.
Corner. You guys are rating corners assists. Exactly. Does he have more assist types of the set piece situation than Ward-Prowse? Does he have more goals and assists than Ward-Prowse? We are now at that level that we are now gassing up corner assist. Oh, shout out to Dave Spring.
See, I'm not saying corner assist.
Yeah, I don't support it. I will never. Now, if you guys want to run with it because academically it's counted as assist.
I didn't say no gas am up. At least that day against Newcastle, he forgive us corner assist.
What happened yesterday was that I was caught up in some personal issues, Mr. Dayspring. I apologize, right? I apologize to you. I even sent you a DM, Mr. Dayspring, regarding missing yesterday. One more time, apologizing to you. I'm sorry I couldn't make the TikTok live yesterday due to some issues personally. I'll try the next one. I'll make sure I send you the link directly to your DM on my TikTok. So I apologize yesterday. And I hope you can find a way to accept my apologies.
Yeah.
So I just think Merino is being judged badly because he has not even played 10 games for us. Is
No.
betting
See,
himself into the team. So I
like
don't
I
know why we
said,
are getting this agitated.
there are things that, and what are they called, we have to look at. Merino, right, needs to is
Yeah.
new system, new way of
Yeah.
training,
Yeah.
higher level. Of course, you need to adapt to it.
Sure.
One. Number two, you also have to look at the personnel you're playing with.
Yeah.
You will miss a person when you're playing like Zubimendi, when you're playing beside Zubimendi, that can easily make you understand, okay, yeah, this is how we play. And he has not played with Odegaard.
Exactly.
Odegaard is someone he has played with before. So he
Before
has not played with him. This is someone that will make him comfortable.
may
You
you not play
understand?
with Rice, so
So
you guys don't understand. Playing with Rice, you guys don't understand it. Keep on gassing him up.
all these
So
things that Rice does, he can't, like, he doesn't have the X factor from
he doesn't have
midfield.
it. He can't beat a player. Rice cannot beat a player. Now, some of you say, boy, he can run sometimes. How many deep line runs does he make in a game? So
See, if
stop
he was doing the driving runs all the time,
consistently.
I would say,
Yeah.
okay, that's his strength. He does the driving run, beats, and
Yeah.
the pass doesn't need to be spectacular. Because when
Exactly.
you already drive, you take out all those guys, you can give a good pass.
Sure.
See the one he did against Chelsea. If he was last season where he drove and gave it to Trossard, if he did that consistently as
You
an
understand.
8, I would
Yeah.
say, okay, that's what he can do. But he's not doing it. If he was doing it, taking shots, like, I don't know the handbrake. Just remove the handbrake and just shoot. Do something.
There is no handbrake. He cannot shoot.
No.
People tell you he can cross. Man, stop that nonsense. Most of us, if I play 10 crosses, the Arsenal giant we have will score at least 2. So does that make me a set piece specialist? So you can't even think. Anybody can take those set pieces,
bro.
Right? And they'll score it.
That day,
Man,
why
stop
didn't
it?
Why didn't
Exactly.
he cross those his crosses?
How come we didn't score? How come we didn't
just
cross
that
assist?
day, we needed it. That day, we would have criticized him. Then we'll not say, but we know see in cross.
They deliver set piece for corner. It's a joke, man. It's a huge joke. It's a huge joke.
My problem is we need someone nimble. You understand?
That has to be summer. That will be the summer signing, because I don't think we can actually sign anybody in this January, because it's not me devaluing my expectation. It's me being realistic. Some of you will be saying unrealistic things so that you can get angry at the end of January transfer window. Be realistic.
Yes,
be sensible. We are not going to sign anybody major. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the probability is low that will make any major signing during the January transfer window. You just have to know the truth and let it set you free. It is what it is. It's not what I'm calling for. I just know it's difficult to sign certain kind of caliber of players during the January transfer window, and we know that. Stop telling it. So don't let people gaslight. I'm telling you, if you're ambitious enough, you pay the money. Stop it. You're paying stupid money.
Let's be realistic. We were not ambitious enough for Caicedo.
Exactly. What happened?
Were we not? Did we not beat 70 million? Caicedo went on his Instagram to type a message that he wants to go.
Yeah.
Because of us now. So were we not ambitious enough? People forget that it's two parties in this thing. The other party must agree to a say.
Must agree. Exactly.
You have to think here. But we always think, oh, as far as Arsenal is coming, what is it?
So, for me, the midfield needs a bit of rejiggling. Right now, we know we need another profile of 8, maybe in the summer. But right now, I just think Arteta needs to. The Trossard experiment is not working. Let's try and bring in one area and let's see. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to work, but let us see that. Let's make that experiment. Let us see whether it will work.
So, I think, it should go back to creation rather than because he's trying to maybe, since we cannot create.
Yeah,
like Odegaard, we use goals and compensate. But you said something that the left-hand side has to work also for that particular this thing to work.
Yeah, it has
because
to
the
work.
left hand side is not working. So
It's not working at all.
Trossard cannot get anybody to
Rice is
feed
not
him balls.
contributing anything to
Yeah.
that left hand side, and the fact that somehow, right, the English media, the English YouTube creators are not saying anything about the fact that Rice has been objectively poor on that left hand side as the eight, because they told us he can play 6 and 8. He can play 6 and 8. And we are saying that, yo, this guy is not, this is not Rice, you know. This is
This same
Rasaki.
bald-headed Turkish,
Yeah.
this same bald-headed Turkish said that Rice is an 8.
Eh.
Aki Morgan came to ask,
Yes, he did.
what's this guy's name? Xhaka and Rice, who is more
Rice.
technical?
Exactly.
I still have not recovered from that question.
How can you recover? That shows the level of Arsenal fans sometimes. It just shows how. Sorry, I just got something I did to look at on my farms. Apologies. So it just shows how far we are falling. That Aki Morgan, who will be challenging us all the time, is asking who is more technical, Xhaka or Rice. As if he doesn't know that there's nothing technical about Rice apart from his running power. There is nothing. There is no iota of. There's no modicum of technicality in Rice. See, when people say he strikes the ball, can you not strike the ball? What are we? He's striking the ball not technical? You telling me striking the? Even my mother can strike the ball.
I'm telling you.
What is it? Oh, let me respond to this spring. Yeah, if you talk about Edu, if you check my catalog, I've talked about Edu this morning. Please go to that video and like it. Show that video some love, guys. Ige, you don't like my videos. Guys, you guys like the videos now. It doesn't make you guys, you can't be we come here having this chat and you don't like the videos. Please like the videos, the pre-recorded and the live ones. It's very imperative, guys, you like the videos. Yeah, we discussed Edo leaving. Yes, it's very true. He's leaving and he's looking for, in my personal opinion, for greener pastures in relative terms. It is what it is. He's going to move from sporting director to CEO and get a better pay package. Who will not leave? I myself have left yesterday. So it's a job. It doesn't owe Arsenal any kind of loyalty to that level. It's a job. So I wish him all the best. It is what it is.
I love you all from the sidelines.
Exactly. I find it a bit strange with Rice because he's relatively good at striking the ball. See, Ige, have you had breakfast? Maybe it's to the lack of confidence. See, striking the ball, any human being can strike the ball. Now, we're not talking about the quality of the strike. That's what we're talking about.
If it's okay, yes, maybe they mean the quality of the strike when the ball comes. You understand? Because when they say strike the ball,
yeah,
there's a difference. It's just like Fabio Vieira striking the ball.
Do you know why I went a bit far to clarify? Do you know why I went far to I want Ige to specify? Because we are Aki Morgan asking about who is more technical yesterday, Xhaka or Rice. So when they're asking those kind of questions, you just have to be sure what they're talking about. Because he's rotating, striking the ball. You have to reevaluate. Everybody can strike the ball. It's the quality of the strike. I'm sorry, Rice quality of passing is not for a top. I'm not saying he's not a good footballer. Rice will be good at West Ham. He's showing that he cannot hack it at the top club. He's not good enough, even as a 6 at the top club. We're not going to admit this truth. It's not a great thing, but it's the fact. It's not. How does Arteta affect £105 million player's confidence? you see, once you get to
they've been loading for the past.
Yeah, once you get to a certain echelon, affecting your confidence is an excuse. I'm sorry. He's a professional athlete. He plays for England.
What are they doing? I think Rice's main problem is he should just settle down first and get back to full fitness. Because that guy, you cannot, for me, you play this amount of games, you still go to England. I'm not saying you will not be called back. Just been 1 week or 2 weeks and relax. Been 2 weeks and relax.
Yeah,
because I feel he's not even the energy he used to give in midfield. He does not have it anymore. He's running on fumes.
on
So
films.
being 2 weeks and relax. Being 2 weeks and relax. Maybe that's the rejuvenation you need to get your what are they call it? At least even if that ball you they win, we're gonna say, look at the ball you won.
Exactly. So let's run through this one real quick from Dayspring. Are you of the opinion that Arteta should bench Rice or start Waneri, which will solve the current situation? I don't think we can have both. It might be too much for the midfield dynamic. I think take away Trossard, and I can see if Rice is playing with a creative player, it's not obvious. Right? The reason why we
Yes,
can
of
see it's
course.
obvious with Rice is that because it's playing with Trossard. Trossard is not a creative player. Now, if you play Rice and Partey and Nwaneri, even though you don't want Rice having majority of the
Odegaard,
ball,
yeah.
but there's Nwaneri or Odegaard
Waneri, yes.
who are helping with the creative passing. But if you don't have a creative player playing with Rice, you can now see that Rice is objectively clueless in terms of attacking. But defensively, Rice is one of the best. But when you play for Arsenal, we have to be attacking most of the time, unless we are playing Liverpool or we are playing Man City. Other teams, you have to do the attacking. You have to do the attacking. So we can't have a player when we are doing the attacking, he's slowing us down. He's not giving us the offensive dynamic needed to beat teams convincingly. Like, see, people are forgetting that Vieira was a DM. He could pass. Edu was a DM. He could pass. Danielson was a DM. He could pass. Flamini could pass.
Like Repalo.
So he could pass. He's not horrible at it. Why don't he do it at all? I still feel being a bit harsh. So how come he's not showing it? How come he's not showing it? It's like me saying that I'm rich, but I can't feed.
Training video.
Yeah, like nah. Guys, let's don't do that.
I saw it on a training video. I could not believe that Rice. When he did it, see, there was a one he did for England. See, bro,
Fluke.
Did one true pass for.
Okay, let me correct that. See, a broken clock, right, is right once a day. Like, is that what we want to depend on? He can do it once in a while. He can do it once in a while. Is that the level Arsenal should be running that? Maybe he can do it once in a while. Is that what we are depending on? Yeah. We can't do that now. No, I'm not. Nah. Now we are the Arsenal. We can't go backwards and be saying he can do it once in a while. We saw it in one training. No, he can't do it at the main stage. See, some guys are good at rehearsals. In rehearsals, they are fantastic, but on the stage, they get jittery, and that's Declan Rice. I'm sorry. Oh, see, Nketiah is Henry in training. Nketiah is Henry in training. Reece Nelson is Ronaldinho in training until match days. So we got to, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So, guys, thank you for coming on. We've had a conversation regarding Edu, regarding the midfield. Tomorrow, hopefully, Anne Fossa will be here to do the match preview for Inter Milan. Hopefully, we can get back into winning ways and winning well with good performances. Even though we don't win a great performance tomorrow, we have to just win and bring back the confidence back into the team. So that's just it. I don't mean to be rude, but your mom can strike the ball as well as professional footballers. I understand the context, so I know you're not being rude to my mom. But you say you can strike the ball. You say you can strike the ball, but you've gone beyond striking the ball. You can't be talking about professional football and say they can strike the ball. What is the quality of the strike? That is my question.
Yeah,
the quality of the strike is not great. So, Mr. Fossa, your last words as we round up.
Arsenal fans, sometimes we deserve what we get. It's just what it is.
So, are you up for a TikTok live later in the day? So that we can bring Dayspring on. Eh?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. If I'm
just
let me know when you will do it so that I'll be able.
Look, what time? Let's try and settle it. At what time do you think you'll be available? Take all your rest. What time? Next 3 hours, 4 hours, will you be available? So I can set it up for next 4 hours.
Maybe next 4 hours. Yeah, sure.
Okay, guys, the next 4 hours we'll be doing a TikTok live on Arsenal Pressing. My TikTok is Arsenal Pressing. So Dayspring, I'll be inviting you. I'll send you the link when you're about to start on TikTok. we'll continue this conversation on TikTok. So, guys, if you want to join us, go to my TikTok. It's Arsenal, same thing, Arsenal Present, and you'll find me there. So, thank you for coming. Shout out to Dayspring, shout out to Ige, and who else? And Football Preview Show. Shout out to all of you for making this a very, very interesting conversation, even though we disagree. That's 2 p.m. Yes, that's 2 p.m. Your time. I think that's 2 p.m. Your time. That was 11. Yeah, that's 2 p.m. our time. That's fair. It's 2 p.m. So to be 2 p.m. my time, your time too. We'll be doing the TikTok live. That what will be 4 hours in your time, Mr. Ifosa?
Okay, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. I'm Nigerian time. It will be 2 p.m. Jersey time here where I am at the moment. So shout out to all of you. So we'll be meeting up at hopefully God's pen and lives. Hopefully there's no hiccup. We'll be talking Arsenal on TikTok 2 p.m. Jersey American time. So Mr. Fusa, give me your last words.
Like I said, Arsenal fans, sometimes you deserve what you get.
Oh,
they are too stupid for my ranking.
So shout out to you, Ige. You like to misrepresent certain things without the context. You know the context which I was talking about striking the ball.
Ige just doesn't like to lose.
Exactly.
Ige doesn't like to lose. He doesn't. That's what he know the game. He knows what's what.
Oh Lord, say Ige, come and join us on TikTok so I can hear this confidence. See, typing with confidence or speaking with confidence. So I'm inviting you to TikTok live. So let's have the conversation where you can speak for yourself and represent yourself. So guys, thank you for joining us. We'll be leaving now. Go to my other of my videos, guys. Show me that support by striking like on those pre-recorded videos. We need it so we can continue to create an expansive community of rational Arsenal fans. So like the video if you're watching on the playback. Very, very important. Subscribe if you're new here and make sure you turn on your notification bell. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Keep supporting Arsenal. Bye for now.